Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a very quick walkthrough and kind of like a little bit of a review of some new planners to me. I just purchased some Whitney English planners. So I've been eyeballing Whitney English planners for a little over a year now, and this particular weekly is the layout that had actually inspired me to get the Hobonichi Weeks. And so Whitney English was doing a sale one week where she was trying to hit some of her sales goals, and she was doing promo codes for the weekly and for the daily. So I think I actually got one of these for $14 and one of them for $16, something ridiculously insane like that. But I'm actually really excited about these planners. So the first one I am going to show you is going to be the weekly, but I wanted to show you guys the boxes first. I am so blown away by these boxes. These boxes are in the shapes of books. And so I think that is like insanely cool, because how good is this going to look on your bookshelf when you're done with it? So the weekly has the 2021-2022. I chose to get the academic year. I haven't been an academic planner in several years, but I did it anyway. And the daily box doesn't have the word daily or anything on it, but it does have the Whitney English logo down at the bottom. And so I'll go ahead and do the weekly first. So when you open the box, it opens exactly like a book, and then you have your planner inside. I actually already took my planner out, but it came in some bubble wrap and it had a card in there as well. And so again, I think this box is amazing because it's got a curved spine just like a book does, and I think it's really cool. Okay. So the pattern that I chose for the weekly is called British Floral, and there is gold foil accents on the planner itself. You've got some striping here, you've got the academic year that it is, and you've got the logo down here. And then I even like just the little touches of just kind of like these little book edges here. And when you open it up, you're gonna have some additional gold foil striping on the inside, and then you have gold wire O coiling. This is wire O coiling, but it's really cool because it is built into the cover of the planner. So as far as the planner goes, it is an academic year, so it goes from July 1st, 2020, all the way out to June 31st, 2022. And the paper is not white. It's kind of like a really soft cream paper, not a really heavy cream. It's a really, really soft cream, but it's also definitely not white. So if color of paper is really important to you, just know that this is not white paper. It is, however, 120 GSM paper. And it's actually pretty soft too. So it's got a really smooth texture to it. There's hardly any tooth at all. And so when you go through the planner, you do have a kind of title page here, and then you have the mission statement of Whitney English and her company, and then kind of like a little bit of a welcome letter here. Now this kind of goes over how to use the planner. I think the layout is pretty unique in that it is going to be pretty flexible, and you can use it for a lot more than just a traditional planner. And then she also has a heart goals system. And so she has a goals check-in once a month in this planner as well. And her heart system is help yourself, empower yourself, all of your people, resources and responsibilities, and trade and talent. And so these are just some prompt questions on creating goals and doing check-ins for those areas as well. And then I love this idea. I'm a huge list maker. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know how much I love lists. There is a section in the back of this planner of a kind of list area. And these are some ideas of lists that you can create. There's dream lists, master list, projects list, dailies list, and a leftovers list. And then this is a page on how to use a planner and how to actually plan your day out. Holidays here, calendar at a glance here. This is just for the academic year, which is included in this planner. There is nothing after this academic year. You do not get the entire calendar year of 2022. You just get the months that are included in this planner. So, oh, I stand corrected. Sorry, the lists are in the front, not in the back. So here are your list pages. And then here is your first heart goals check-in. Now, since this is the first time I'm using her planner, if I were to use this, I would probably use this as the beginning of July. But it sounds like the way these questions are worded, what worked, what didn't, what are the next steps, it sounds like this is a kind of monthly check-in from June, which would have been in your previous planner here. But this is a page at the beginning of each month. And then when you go into the monthly view, two things that automatically jumped out of me that I loved is I love that it is a Monday start, and I love that it is lined. So the reason I actually really enjoy Monday start is because your weeks are Monday starts as well. I do have several planners that are Sunday starts, but the weeks are Monday starts, and I plan once a week. So usually on the weekend, I go through my next week and I lay everything out and I put in all of my appointments on my weekly view. And I have gotten caught multiple times by accidentally putting in wrong appointments on wrong days, because I immediately in my brain, I go here to do a Monday through a Sunday because that's how my weekly view is. So I really like that this matches your weekly view. Another thing that I love is the lines. And so the lines are pretty faint. They are not solid lines. They are kind of dotted lines, but I do love that there are lines because I'm also a very crooked writer when I don't have lines. I have a tendency to write uphill. I also really like that the holidays are already in here and they are flagged. I also noticed when I was doing a flip through for some of the other things is there are hand-drawn icons in here for additional holidays, which I thought that was just the cutest little detail in this planner. I just love this idea. And then you can go through and see all of them, but I really like those little details. So another thing I wanted to point out about the monthly view is, you know how you have sometimes those months that are 5 weeks and you have that wonky kind of, you get 2 days in 1 week on your monthly view. Where was it? Right here. So this is definitely something to note here. So you will have some monthly views. You know how some calendars kind of do the line here. She chose to split the columns this way. And so I thought that September was 1 too. No, maybe not. Oh, July. July was a big one. Or August. So in August, you have a really late start to your month here. And then you have these 2 days that are split in half. So that is not a lot of room. So just kind of so you know, that is in here as well. But each planner does things differently, and I personally can write really small when I need to, so that won't bother me at all. Okay. Oh, look, she's even got National Planner Day in here. I love that. Okay, so you've got your monthly view. I also like that this is an untitled list space. And I also like that these icons are really small. It doesn't take up the entire header. So if you really had to write extra notes on your monthly view, you can use these 4 areas as well. Another thing, and this is again just tiny details for me, is I really like that she didn't include the days before and the days after. I also really like that there is not a next month mini calendar. So me, again, because I'm a very visual person, I get confused easily. When you have those shaded days written in here that aren't on this actual month, I usually just put a piece of washi over them so I know that they're not actually in the calendar. which I know sounds probably pretty silly, but it's just those little details that I absolutely love. Okay, so when you get into the week, like I said, this is the layout that I saw years ago that reminded me and inspired me to get the Hobonichi Weeks, just because the Hobonichi Weeks was more portable for me. But I love horizontal layouts, and I really like this layout because, again, this is a list maker's dream. So you have your Monday through Sunday here. Your holidays are already included. You have this section over here you can use for time-sensitive appointments, and then this list area you can use for daily specific tasks. Now you have 4 untitled list spaces here. Again, I love the fact that they're untitled. Personally, what I am going to use them for is I am going to use one column for people that I want to contact that week for my check-ins, friends, family, people that I haven't talked to in a while. I'm going to use one for household, whether it's cleaning or things that need to be maintained, things that need to be upgraded, tidied, brain dumps, stuff like that. I'm going to use one for a grocery list, and then I'm going to use one for a weekly menu. There are so many different things that you can use for this planner. I have a friend who just bought one during this sale. She's actually going to use it for content, which I think is genius. I personally don't plan my content, but I know a lot of people that do, and I love the idea of using this for content because, again, you have your week here. You can easily put what platforms you're going to be posting on. You can label each one of these. This is your Instagram. This is your Facebook. This is your TikTok. This is your YouTube. So there's so many different ideas that you can use for this planner. I am going to actually show this planner to a friend who does a lot of workouts. This could also be a very cool planner if you did a lot of workouts, and you can track and plan your workouts and your fitness routines as well. And you can even track over here the weights that you're lifting, the sets and the reps and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of really cool flexibility for this planner itself. And so I'll just do a very quick flip through of July. And then as you can see, all of your weeks are the same. And then you get into your hearts, goals, check-in, and then you get an additional list page here before you move into the next month, which is your monthly spread again. I also love that these pages are numbered, and at the end, I'll explain to you why I really like that. And so, again, it's all the same, and you'll repeat this throughout the entire planner. Another note is I really like that the tabs are colorful, but they're kind of like a muted colorful, but there is 0 colors on the inside of the weeks, and I'll explain to you why I actually really like that. So when you get to this week here, a lot of planners that have colorful tabs have that same muted color for the days and the icons and the numbers and stuff. I cannot stand it when the colors change midweek. That kind of drives me really batty. And even in like neutral planners, even when the colors are really, really soft and really, really muted, this week kind of just drives me crazy. It makes my eyes twitch every single time. So I love that there's a little pop of color on the tabs, but it does not transfer over to the actual week itself. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the back of the planner. So this is going to go all the way through July 31st, and then you'll get into your next month here, June 31st, and then July, and this obviously is when you transfer planners. So here is a notes section. This is an idea of lists that you can make, that you can put in the front, or you can even put here in the back. So these again are untitled and unmarked, but this is an entire section of nothing but lists. Come on, tell me that that does not make your heart happy. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages of lists. She has a reference tab, which again, list maker heaven. So this one is actually really cool because they're actually 3 separate columns, but they're not marked and they're not divided. So if you wanted to write a lot, you can easily just write across this entire line, or you can divide them into 3 separate columns as well. This is probably going to be taking place of that contacts page that you have in most planners. I love that she decided to consider this a references. I do not like it when planners have a contacts page. I personally don't ever write my contacts down in a planner. I don't even have an address book. I just use my phone. And so this can be a reference page for anything. You can have a cleaning routine in here. You can have monthly things that you need to do around your house. You can have gift ideas. You can have back to school lists. You can have recipes that you go back to if you're doing a meal plan and you kind of get a brain fart and you don't really know what to do with that week. There's so many really cool ideas that you can do in the back here. And one of the coolest things I think is she has an index tab. I love this. So if you don't know, I've recently started a bullet journal, and in a bullet journal you could put in an index page in the front. I am using one that has a pre-printed index page, and guys, I'm obsessed with it. I absolutely love it. So because these pages are numbered, you can easily put anything back here that you want. You can put on page 6, your daughter got really sick and got sent home from school. So if you had to reference that a couple of months from now, you could easily do that. You could put on page 22, your, I don't know, dog got sick. For some reason, sick is on my brain and I can't think of anything else. But you can put, you know, birthdays and anniversaries and what pages those are on. You can pre-make this index, or you can log things as they actually happen, and you get several pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages of reference pages, of index pages. And I just think that this is a really thoughtful touch to the planners. I love that, love that, love that. And so when you go to the back of the planner, you will just have kind of like blank page here, and then you can see your wire coiling here. So one feature that I actually really like about this planner that I did not show you at the beginning is this cover bends really weird, and I was at first confused, but watch. You can fold it back on its side. Now you may think, well, this is great if you're open to the very first page of the planner. Watch what else you can do. You can do it to both sides. How amazing is that? So I love that I know not a lot of people like the wire O binding. For smaller planners, personally, it doesn't bother me. This is a really sturdy, this is the same type of thickness and sturdiness that I have on my MakseLife, which is like a ginormo planner. I love, love, love that this cover protects the wire O. And it looks just like a book. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm totally geeking out about this planner. So I think what I'm going to do personally for this planner, because I have a lot of planners in my rotation right now, but I think I'm going to be using this as my home base planner, and I'm going to keep it open on my desk, and I'm going to use it for home maintenance, cleaning, and meal planning. And I'm just going to keep it on my desk, and that's going to be what I'm going to use it for. I might completely fall in love with it, and I might make this my fully functional planner. I'm not sure. I'm pretty happy with my Hobonichi Weeks right now, just because it is extremely portable. This one the paper is 7 by 9, but because you have this beautiful protective cover on it, it is about 10 by 11 when you measure the entire cover itself. But because you have this beautiful cover on it and the coiling is protected, this would be really easy to put in a bag. And I personally would not worry about the wire O getting bent or misshapen at all. And so we'll see. I'm excited for digging in, but I might change the way I use it later down the road. So let's go ahead and dig into the daily now. Okay, so real quick before we get into the daily, a correction on the size. The page size for the weekly is actually 8.5 by 6. And the cover included is going to be 7.25 by 9. So this is slightly smaller. The whole planner is a 7 by 9-ish, but the page size is slightly smaller. I wanted to correct that real quick. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and jump into the daily. Again, you get this gorgeous box that looks just like a book. The pattern I chose is called Antelope. And so you open this up and you can automatically see it's huge. But again, it's a daily, so it's supposed to be huge. I'll show you a size comparison real quick here. So your wire is not covered on your daily. But as far as thickness goes, this is your weekly, that's your daily. There are 365 daily pages in here. And then your weekly is for an entire year. So you can see this one is definitely a lot more portable. The daily is, however, like a very professional look. It would look fabulous on a work desk. Okay, so again, this is Antelope with gold foiling accents, and when you go in you have gold foiling pinstripe and you have the wire. This is probably, I think this is the same size as my MakseLife wire. And then you have the same color paper here, which is that just really soft cream paper. It's still 120 GSM. And you have your mission and your welcome letter, and then you have your how to use this planner and the heart goals as well. And you just go straight into your daily page. So this daily is a little bit unique because most dailies I've used have tabs. Even if they're undated, they have tabs and they have monthly views. This one is just the daily pages. That is it. It does not have tabs. It does not even have a monthly view. They are undated pages as well. So again, you can kind of see how clean this look is. This would be a good work planner. This would be a good business owner type planner, especially if you have a bunch of phone calls and meetings. An hourly layout here that goes from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. You have your days of the week that you can circle. You have your date you can write in. You have water tracking. You have your goals that you want to accomplish for your day. You can even use those as like your top 3. And then just a long list. Just such a simple, long list. I love a clean, simple daily view. This is part of the reason I ended up starting my own bullet journal, is because I couldn't find a daily that I really liked that was also portable. This one is, in my opinion, not very portable. It is huge, but it is a great layout. This is very similar to what I have in my daily view on my bullet journal. Is I actually have my hour line over here, and then I just have a to-do list, and that's it. That's all I put. If I have room at the end of the day, I'll write like a little recap of how the day went. But I love the simplicity of this layout. And again, it is just daily pages. That is it. And you get, let's go all the way to the end. You don't even get notes pages at the end. You just get all daily pages. There's 370 pages. And so you don't get a lot of the frills that you get with the other planners. You don't get notes pages, which I know will probably bother some, but it's just a workhorse type of planner. So the reason I got this is because I am thinking of using this when my kids go back to school. And I know I'm going to say this and you guys are, some people's eyes are going to start twitching. But when my kids go back to school, it will be the very first time that they are both in school at the same time. And the weekends I know are going to be crazy. So I'm thinking of actually using one page for a whole weekend and dividing this into 2 and writing Saturday here and Sunday here and just the entire weekend list. If we have to run errands or if we have a birthday party or something, I'm going to rip the page out and just put it in my bag. And I know I probably am like blowing people's minds right now. And I know that people are probably going to just stop the video because I know that there's a lot of people that don't rip pages out of planners. But you got to do what you got to do, right? So that is the reason I actually ended up getting this planner, is because especially with 370 pages, I know it's going to last me ages, especially if I only use it once every blue moon. But it was just such a beautiful, clean layout. And I loved that it was undated, and I loved that there's not like a whole bunch of extra frills on the page. You don't have meal planning. You don't have spending what I need to purchase and what I need to buy. There's not a bunch of different like columns and stuff like that. It's just an hourly layout and to-dos. And I love, 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 love that. So these pages are your 7x9 pages. And so you'll see here, they are, well, they're 7x9 3/4. So these pages are 7x9 3/4, and the planner is just a spit more than that, just because it has to go over the pages. And so this is closer to a traditional 7x9, and it has the same sturdiness of the wire O that the Weekly does as well. Hang on, let me pull the Weekly back out for you. My bad. Okay, so here's the binding on both. This one is a different color, kind of gold, but it is, this Weekly is really thick wire O binding. So this is a really good binding for really thick, heavy planners. Okay, and another thing that I found out is I've never purchased Whitney English products before, and I have to admit I've kind of fallen in love already with the company. So I made a purchase during a sale when she was selling crazy, like, cheap planners. She was blowing through these codes. Like, her 14 bucks was only 14 available, and she got all the way to like 22 or something, and which was 22 available, and they sold out like within minutes. And so I know that she was getting orders coming in like crazy. After I placed my order, I got a thank you note via email from Whitney English thanking me for an order. Like, what? That is just so cool. I loved it. I also got another note. It was actually, I think, the day after my planners were received at my house. I got another email saying that she guarantees her planners, which I don't see very often. So a guarantee, like full replacement, no matter what happens, 0 question asks. You could lose it, you could destroy it, you could, you know, something could be bent, or like this one, my wire O is bent a little bit. Personally, it's not gonna bother me. I'm not even gonna mention it to the company. She would replace it for free. You could spill coffee on it. She would replace it for free. You just pay $5 to cover shipping and you get a free planner. I think that is really, really cool too. So the customer service sounds absolutely phenomenal for her company as well. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been on the website multiple times because she has notepads and just so many other really cool accessories that I'm going to check out. Not saying I'm going to buy anything, but I don't know. We'll see. But those are my thoughts and opinions on the Whitney English planners. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. You can also find me over on Instagram at Documenting the Journey, and feel free to PM me or DM me. I don't know which one is the right way to say it, if you have any questions also. And thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.